name is Hope Gardner. Colony Row 351. We need help.
The Infinite Warriors are closing in. You saved us before. Bring the lady with the dark eyes. Bring Molly O'Sullivan. You can save us all.
Lord Jalda, human is here.
You are Strong-Arm.
Sally Armstrong. You know my interest. The humans.
Ramosans are not part of this war. Maybe I speak to Eminence. So when it wins this war, it will be a friend to Ramosa.
Ah, Liv, the fellow you let in, the doctor.
He's gone, Professor.
Good. A deluded lunatic.
What did he say?
That my research was a danger to the future.
Sometimes the best way to fight a fire is to make sure it doesn't get started. I'm taking away your matches.
Your mind opens, Doctor. We will take it completely.
Sounds like one of your typical schemes.
Oh, on the contrary. This is my master plan. Every eventuality has been considered.
You shall all fall to the might of the infinite. Die!
You need to order your people back into the jungle. Hide.
We stand and fight. Run, warm blood, before I spill it.
Welcome back, everyone. Sky123 here, looking at the penultimate part of Dark Eyes 3, which is Masterplan, which is very kind of like bottle episode, you know, very contained, and it still plays a lot into the overall story, but you know, it's much smaller in scale than the others, I would definitely say. But where it lacks in scale, it very much makes up for in the interactions between the characters, and you know, it's really strong on that side of things. And you know, the main kind of like plot of the episode is the Doctor and the Master get trapped in the hull of a spaceship which is about to explode, and that's a very interesting concept, and it's nice to kind of like have them together and whatnot, because Paul McGann and Alex Queen haven't acted opposite each other in Dark Eyes 3 up to this point. You know, in in The Death of Hope, they were very much kept separate. You know, the Doctor was kept out of the main proceedings while the Master was dominating them, and then in The Reviled, it swaps around very much. But here, they're on equal terms, they're together, and it is wonderful. Two very, very good actors working side by side, or against each other, you could say. And, you know, they do a very good job with the scenes they're given. They're very well written by Matt Fitton. No, that rhyme wasn't intended, but they do work very well alongside each other, and there are quite a few good lines, quite a few funny lines, but there's also a lot of emotion in those scenes, and you know, a lot of serious stuff going on. It's not kind of like all funny and all fun and games. You know, there is some serious stuff going on there, but there is quite a bit of good humour going on as well. And you know, there are wonderful lines. Matt Fitton wrote some wonderful lines for the two. And it really does help to kind of like flesh out this Doctor-Master relationship, and you know, I really do like this episode for that. And then you've also got Natalie Burt and Nicola Walker as Sally Armstrong and Liv Chenka, who are kind of like, while the Doctor and the Master are doing their thing on the ship, they're doing their thing. Liv Chenka and Sally Armstrong are doing their thing somewhere else. I won't say where, because that will probably spoil it. And you know, I don't want to do that. And there's also another character with them called Schriver, and that's all I'm going to say about him. But you know, there's some very interesting stuff going on there as well, and there are consequences to that stuff. That's all I'm going to say now. There are consequences. A big thing happens in this episode, and you know, it helps to kind of like ground the Dark Eyes 3 in reality, and you know, it makes the threat seem real, and you know, it kind of like shows that there are consequences to actions and whatnot, and you know, it's not all kind of like fun and games and everything. And that, I quite liked that moment. You know, it was sad, you know, but at the same time, it was good to have it there, because it very much did help. Because you know, if these types of things don't happen, then the story loses its credibility and you lose interest. So it was good that that happens, and you know, it makes you care about the characters as well. So yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that. But back to the Doctor and the Master in the hull of the ship. You know, as I was saying before, wonderful lines between those two. You know, I've praised Alex McQueen a lot so far, but I haven't praised Paul McGann that much, and I think this is probably his best performance of the box set. He really does give kind of like a good performance, and you kind of like, after the events of The Reviled, you very much feel like he's not sure what to do, and he's almost resorting to, well, he's going to his last resort, you know, and you very much get that across. But he's also quite funny as well. There's kind of like a moment where he talks to each other. It's a very light-hearted moment, which kind of like offsets the very dark nature of Dark Eyes. You know, it's got dark in the title, and you know, it very much helps to offset that, I feel. And it's probably the funniest episode out of Dark Eyes 3, but also one of the well, maybe not one of the darkest, actually, I'm not sure. Yeah, there are only 4 of them, of course, and they're all quite dark. But, you know, this one is no exception to that. It is dark. So, yeah, and then you have Molly O'Sullivan, who, in this story especially, in the whole box set, in one way, but, you know, this story especially is very much treated as the MacGuffin. You know, she's just there to drive the story forward, and unfortunately she doesn't even have a speaking line in this one. She kind of like disappeared for The Reviled, and she's also disappeared for this one, but she's there at the same time, just not speaking, which is unfortunate, I'd say, for her character, but it could have been helped because the actor Ruth Bradley, you know, was doing a lot of stuff in America at the time, so couldn't make many recording dates and whatnot. So apparently she was supposed to have a bigger role in this, but it had to be cut down. And you know, it's unfortunate for her character because very much, you know, Death of Hope, she spent the whole story hypnotized, and this story, you know, she's there but doesn't have any speaking lines, so she might as well not be there. She's very much treated as a MacGuffin, you know, an object just to drive the story forward, which is unfortunate. But, you know, Nicola Walker takes her place as a companion, and you know, Nicola Walker as Livchenko does a good job, I feel. But you know, it's still at the same time, it doesn't feel clumsy necessarily, but you know, there's kind of like a whole mystery build up as to where is Molly O'Sullivan and whatnot in this story, in this episode, sorry, which, you know, feels a bit, I don't know, it didn't entirely work for me, I guess. Yeah, it's not bad, obviously they couldn't help it, but I feel like it could have been done a bit better, maybe. I'm not sure, to be honest, but yeah. Unfortunate, but you know, it's the way it had to be. And she is back in the next episode, of course, and that's the final episode, Rule of the Eminence. But we'll talk more about that when we get on to Rule of the Eminence, naturally enough. So, overall, let's talk about Masterplan overall now. Not as good as The Death of Hope, but better than The Reviled, I'd say. So I'm going to go in the middle of those two ratings. Of course, I gave 8 out of 10 to The Reviled, 10 out of 10 to the Death of Hope. So this one, Masterplan, gets an 8 out of 10. You know, not bad, but could be better, is my general summary for this. Well, actually, it's very good, but could be just that little bit better. As with the stuff I've said, I'm not sure why I said not bad, but could be better. It's far from not bad. It's very good. You know, I love Masterplan, but you know, it just misses the mark. It's not up there with The Death of Hope for me. But anyway, I think here's a good point to end off. So yeah, thanks for watching this review, everyone, and we'll be soon completing Dark Eyes 3 with Rule of the Eminence. So until then, bye everyone.